Welcome to the weekly wrap-up show with Lummy and Colton. Scrambling, we were out there looking for CDs, jumping through hoops.
Getting shit done.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like, what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah, because y'all were on vacation last week.
I know, it's nuts. We got 7-Eleven on the keyboard here and the air guitar. Woo! Listen to that music. Buzzy Bob likes it, so I was like, yeah, I might as well put it on. Hit the thumbs up button. 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BUBBA. Everything you want to talk about from this week, we will take your call. And while you're doing it, hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. How you been, Colton?
It's been good. It's been a great week, actually.
Mike Thurman, $10.
I can't help but notice one thing about you.
Rocky Christmas. Yes, what's up?
It's opening day for baseball, and you got no Rays gear on.
We don't have. I didn't have Ashley make me a Bubba Army shirt. We don't have any baseball Bubba Army ones, so
you wore Bubba Army for the show this morning, and you're going to switch for the game?
Of course, I got my jersey in my truck.
Okay, I'm throwback. But you know what I thought about when I was already on the way here? The throwback colors are kind of like the opposing team colors for today's match.
Yeah, a little bit. The purple and black. You are correct on that one.
So I was like, fuck. But, what I was going for was to go to show you how much of a true fan I am. I'm a Florida native from way back. Rays. Devil Rays.
Yeah, sure. How many games did you go to back then?
The same. Probably, 2 or 3 a year.
Hey, listen, at least you went to some.
We didn't live, Lummy, like you did, minutes from the stadium. We still had an hour drive even back then.
Oh, by the way, it's not minutes. It was 45 minutes. And talk about a guy that never wanted to go to the game unless
Your father.
By the way, my
Not
dad,
leaving the beach side.
That's 100%. My dad could be your dad on how he acts about going places if they're free or not. He does the parking gimmick that I've never tried, but he does it. Did I ever tell you about his parking gimmick?
It's a free, because we have a parking gimmick. Okay.
Well, no, the flip the coin.
Oh, yes.
He goes up to the people that are sitting there and they're like, "Oh, $20," and he goes, "How about this? I flip a coin, heads or tails. You win, I pay you 40, and if I win, I pay you nothing." And I would say 70% of the time the people would go ahead and do it back when you could pay cash. And he got a little upset, most recently when he would go to a game that you can't pay cash anymore, but I would watch him. I'd be like, "Dad, just pay the $20." And he goes, "No,
he's taking that chance."
He goes, "What's the fun of that? I could park for free." And I remember when he got to park for free, he won. And it was one time that he was so happy. He goes, "That just bought me 4 more beers." In his mind, he's like, "I just got 4 more beers." And I was like, "All right, whatever." Back when beers were like $5, $6 a piece. So, no, I brought my Rays jersey. I just want my blue Rays jersey sitting in my seats. You're going to the game. Who you going with?
Rio's going to the game.
Oh, nice. You guys are sitting together?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know me. I mean, they bought tickets.
Oh, they got tickets?
May I ask what your single game roughly was? Was it above 50? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think most tickets for this game, most people's tickets were about $100 each. Okay.
Unfortunately, yes, that's the way that it's going right now.
Not for Mr. Colton.
Oh, that's okay.
$20 flat.
Perfect.
Standing room only, but I'm in the park.
Listen, I believe you told me that Rio said that we could walk around. Biggie 7375. Happy birthday, Bubba Army Mom. $10.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, I think you were telling me that Rio, or is it Craig? No, who
Rio. Rio's the one going. Rio's going.
I like Rio. Rio's good. He played baseball. We had the same referees. Pinellas County All-Star, by the way. You were saying that he thought he could just be able to walk around and find an empty seat if he got
No, not empty seat. Just like, he's just, the opening day experience. A lot of times you're not in your seat the whole time. You are walking around. There's vendors out, but this opening game in particular is going to be a little bit of a shit show.
Oh, 100%. And Ashley and I have started a tradition. We started, obviously, when Walker was a little peanut, going to opening days. And go to an opening day every single year. And every year it's always, we try to get some decent tickets at the Trop, because, we don't want it to deal with it. I told her this is going to be an experience going to this one. We have no idea where we're going to park. We have no idea how the lines are going to be, the entryway, anything. You get the lay of the land in the Tropicana Field. It's easy. You walk.
Well, you got all parking on all 4 sides. You got
you know all the entrances are going to be, and now you're thinking when there's 5,000 people for a spring training game, it's a complete shit show.
Yep. And hell, it's a shit show just getting the Bubba Army in for a Tampa Tarpons event.
Exactly. And now imagine 13,000, 14,000 people.
Yep. And
I still don't know where the fuck they're going to fit those people.
Essentially, dude, and Seth and I were talking about this as well, you're going to have looky-loos this year. You're going to have people that are just chilling on the catwalk above Dow Mabry trying to catch a glimpse of, Shohei Ohtani, which I don't blame them. So, it's just going to be a clusterfuck because people are going to be gathering on the catwalk, which essentially is going to be the way in and out because parking on, that side of Dow Mabry, the Steinbrenner side of Dow Mabry, is just going to be very limited. So most people are going to be parking over by the other side, over all the catwalk, the other side of Dow Mabry. So that's going to be the main way in and out, I feel. And you're going to have a bunch of looky-loos up there. It's going to be fucked. There's
Listen, I told you yesterday, that parking lot you parked at, you're never going to be able to park at that parking lot again.
Like where the Bubba Army parks for the Tarpons game, you're saying.
Exactly. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Because, I think a lot of that's going to end up being personnel and player parking and shit.
Well, players have their own parking lot.
Yeah, but I don't think it fits near... maybe I'm wrong. I think it's a little smaller, ain't it?
I'm not 100% sure.
You still got to account for all TV crew. You got to account for all media. You got to account for. There's a good amount.
Did you hear my idea with Gene?
What?
Turning his
yes.
turned into, well, I told him, why don't you just make it a parking lot? I'll run it and have your golf cart there. We could drive him there.
And he says, no, it's going to be a Republican Tesla parking lot.
Yeah, he all of a sudden he wanted to run power and do all this other stuff for a Republican Tesla parking lot. And I'm like, oh, boy. All right, Gene. And he's like, yeah, we can do it. I'm like, all right, I guess. Like the Tesla people, we protected. You put it behind your fence and go for it. But, yeah, that's something I feel like you would be involved. You'd want to be involved in there too.
Yeah. Speaking of parking for today, last thing before we move on, do you think it's maybe a good idea to see once we get off the air right now, see if we can drop off my truck over to in that parking that forbidden parking lot that we're never going to get into? See if we can sneak it in there before they start charging people, I should say.
Unfortunately, you're not able to get in that parking lot.
No, I just drove by it.
No, I know, but you can't drive in there.
Yes, you. I literally just did it.
There's people.
The gate is open and nobody is there at the.
Yes,
well, maybe now by the time we get there after the show's over.
But what I was told by a friend of mine that went by there, well, Pat. Pat drove by there and said that he was thinking of park because he's going to the game, parking around Hillsborough Community College, and he said he went through that parking lot and he said he was getting harassed by 7 different security guards the minute he pulled in there, and he just told him that he was lost. Keith Yeager, $50. Have a good weekend.
So Pat, shout out to Pat, by the way. He had the same idea as me, which is leave a car in the parking lot.
Exactly. And
or early.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he said that the minute he pulled in, he thought he was going to be, and that was about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's about a little longer, yeah.
Yeah, he said he pulled in, and he said he was going to park back by where the tennis courts are, and he said that golf
on
carts,
HGC property or
no, in the stadium
on
parking
Steinbrenner property.
He said golf carts were coming up, and he said that he got lost. He was trying to find the HGC parking lot so he could go to school. So
that bitch ain't going to school.
No shit. I mean, he should have just passed off that he works for the parks department and been like, yeah, I'm looking for my parks. But
that's funny.
Busy week, long week after a vacation. Bubba was sick.
Yeah, everybody in this building is getting sick. I'm kind of nervous to be here.
Well, Gary and Macho Man said that Babyface is the one who brought it in, but I think it was leading up from the time before. I have not gotten sick, thank God, and I've kind of kept my distance, but I've done a pretty good job of never getting sick when everyone else has gotten sick here. And Dr. Dan, Monday, Tuesday, luckily he gave Bubba the Sippy, which he was on Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know if he was on it today. But could you tell, when you listened to the show, what were you thinking when Bubba was from Monday and Wednesday and sucking on the cough drops and all these different things? Were you like, man, Bubba should just take a day off, or?
Not necessarily should take a day off because it sucks. If he hadn't have just came off of taking off a week, then yeah, I think so. But after just being off that whole week for spring break, I agree with Bubba. It's just try to get through it. Now there was times I think later in the show after he got done yelling, I think when Tuttle was here, he had a little bit of a yelling spat, if you will.
Well, that was when he was on a sippy.
Yeah, and it just his voice started getting real bad at the end of that show.
Well, these are the cough drops he was eating. They were honey, lemon, menthol.
Okay, I heard you mention. Okay.
Eucalyptus drops.
I heard you mention this, right? And can I shoot you straight?
Yeah.
You actually, let me rephrase this. Can you shoot me straight?
Yeah.
How long have those been in the refrigerator?
Let's see. 902.
I think of those been in there for years.
They're probably from Canada. Like this great Canadian that's calling us right now.
Hey, boss man, can you hear me?
Sure can, Terry. Made in Italy.
Hey, buddy, just wanted to say great shows this week, man. And, I think that one of the highlights of the week might have been 7-Eleven making it to the big time, bro. 7-Eleven sitting in the big seat in the studio. He really saved the day, it sounds like, when he found those old show recordings, and he's ingesting them into the system now. That's going to be great to listen to on HQ, bro. And it sounds like 7-Eleven's the next big thing, man. Do you think he could maybe even be like an assistant producer to you someday, Lummox?
Yeah, we're working on it right now. He didn't.
I mean, he's currently assisting you as we speak, Lummy.
Yes, he is. He is shuffling through a lot of CDs. He was blown away by the amount of audio that we have in the back trailer that we need to start ingesting. So yeah, I mean, look, he's learning the show. He's importing the 98 Rock tapes. And,
already getting uploaded on. I saw them uploaded yesterday on Bar when I logged on. They're already getting uploaded.
And then we had those on Saturday. Oh, let's see. Wants to come in. Yeah, real quick. Tell him not to sit down. Just tell him to go to Mike. Tell him to go to the middle one, and I'll just talk to him real quick. Because listen, I need him looking.
Oh wow, 7-Eleven in the studio right now.
Yeah, but I need him still looking through the CDs like I was looking through earlier today. But yeah, then over the weekends we've been having. I don't know if you heard of Tampa Terry, but we've been having a lot of the play the show. We have a lot of the 98 Rock stuff, the Cock stuff, some old Sirius shows playing on Bubba Army Radio, along with some T-Quest Power Hour playing in between there, along with I think we had a Gene Lasker Metal Show, Twisted Metal Show, the Diaco Show, Sam Simon Show. So throwing up a lot of great things that you can hear at Bubba Army Radio that we're just mixing in there, fine tuning it before we get it. But yeah, thank you, Tampa Terry. I appreciate it.
Oh man, yeah, that's great. 7-Eleven's finding those old recordings and ingesting them, bro. I mean, some of those shows are classics. You might even listen to some of the old Diaco shows. You might even hear some Tampa Terry calls to those shows, brother. Ooh, yeah.
I can't wait to hear him, Tampa Terry. I appreciate it, buddy.
Have a good day, Bob.
You too.
Thank you, Terry.
Yes, 7-Eleven. How can I help you?
I was working. They called me into the studio. What's up?
Macho wanted to come in. Did you find what we were looking for?
I found one or two CDs for you, but not the one that you're looking for.
Did you start cycling back through the other side?
The other side? No, I went back to burning the CDs, but I can go back to that.
No,
I pulled out 2 CDs for you.
All right. Well, I was saying go back through the different years. I know people love hearing about this, but yeah, my 7-Eleven is right now going through the 2009 audio, trying to find the Brooke interview. So he's cycling through a couple different things.
Now, let me ask a question. Lummy, did you bring him back to essentially the audio trailer or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
I
wasn't sure if he laid eyes and saw how much physical audio. Like, it's when you hear about it and someone says, oh, yeah, we have, whatever, a million kajillion terabytes worth of audio. Okay, great. You can't picture what a million kajillion terabytes is, right? But if someone brings you back to a physical, 20 by 30 shed, and this is all full of fucking audio, you're like, holy shit.
I showed him like the CD folder that probably has 500, 600 CDs.
And that's one folder of how many do you think we have?
The ones that I'm working
20?
on, I had to start from scratch because I messed up kind of.
No, you didn't mess up. It was
I had
a
to
CD
backtrack
thing.
and
No,
yeah.
listen, you didn't mess it up. It was a CD thing. We fixed it out, so you're good.
I got it down now, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe Supermark's in chat, and he says he has that exact segment you're looking for, Lummy, and it was set on cassette to here. So I don't know if we still have Joe's tapes around.
Well,
or if we have the ability to, get that off of cassette currently.
So the cassette one is what 7-Eleven is doing. What Joe is talking about, and thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. And also, if you heard what Cough Drops, I let you know. But Joe is talking about her first CD, which, yes, it is on the cassettes. It is on when she was still a underage female and was not talking about the relationship because that was from 2009. So in 2009 is what we're looking for, and we have it on the CD. But we just have to find the right date that she was on. So 7-Eleven?
Yes.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Get back there and find it for me, buddy.
Yes, sir.
You are killing it. So
yeah, you are.
Congrats.
So
I did grab 2 good ones for you, but
I appreciate
I'm
it.
going to keep looking.
Yeah, if you can go back to like maybe April, May, and then just cycle through to July, that would be perfect for me.
Got you.
Otherwise, I'll be back there after the show. Thank you, man.
All right. Terry, thank you again.
Terry's your biggest fan, 7-Eleven.
Speaking of finding things at the BRN, I found something today.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Okay.
It's something that I asked for and didn't know I was ever going to receive. It's nothing crazy, but, it adds some legitimacy to myself. You want me to hold it up to the camera here and show you what it is?
Yes, please.
What I'm showing you here is a copy of my Bubba Army business card.
Whoa! You got the business cards?
I have business cards through the Bubba Army, and it's Bubba Army, and it has Colton Lease, the brand ambassador. It has my cell phone number on it and my email.
So when we go out and do the recordings on the beach, you'll be all ready to go.
I will be official.
Is 7-Eleven still by you?
No.
Okay. Damn it. Oh, I'll talk to him later. I said he can come out with us too.
Yeah, if he's available, we can have 7-Eleven join us.
Yeah.
Thinking 7-Eleven. We don't know what your work schedule looks like. Maybe Monday, but
Monday, Tuesday, yeah.
yeah.
Just so we'll work it out with Colton's schedule. We'll have the water out there, the Aqua Bieto, which I guess I found out is the official water of the NFL draft.
I heard that mentioned today. Congrats to them.
Yes, congratulations. That's a huge thing. I can't wait to watch the draft and on the table, and you see the Aqua Bieto can sitting right next to Sanders, Cam Ward.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. Hopefully they go and they can enjoy
That was talked about a lot this week, too. But I was surprised. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I was surprised to hear Bubba kind of sideline with, I forget who it was at the time, I'm sorry, but that Deion needs to kind of take a step back and stop being like a dance mom.
Yeah, listen, Deion's just trying to do what's best. He's been through the whole process. I think Deion just needs to kind of see that, he went through it in the 80s. What was it, 89, I think he was drafted. And I think I would say his mom probably, was a little more hands off, and maybe he sees that, and maybe that's why he's being a little bit more protective. But I think it's kind of giving Shedeur kind of like a prima donna look.
A little bit.
And I don't think Deion's meaning to do it, but I think it would be.
So Bubba's just calling it real. He's just calling how he sees it.
Yeah, and if a lot of people. If a lot of people didn't hear that part, then and I know a lot of people complained about Bubba always talking about Deion and stuff like that, but yeah, Bubba was for real. So I really appreciate it. And I guess this is delayed. Jeez, I just got 7-Eleven on my little screen. Oh, thanks, Macho. You got it up there. But so you got your business cards.
Yep.
You're going to be handing them out with some Aqua Bieto, and you also found something that you put up here on the audio.
Oh,
for the Bubba. So
my clip of the week.
Yeah, you said so. It's Colton's clip of the week.
You know what? We need to make a little thing for that.
We should.
And there was another thing that needs to be made too. I think we need to maybe do a voiceover. And now welcoming Twink Martindale. We need to have a gimmick for him too.
Yeah. Do you want to do one?
I guess I could. But I don't know if I don't think we add the. Okay, we could try like this. But I think we also try it dry, and then if Macho needs to mix something in. And here's your host, Twink Martindale. It's time for Bubba's favorite game show. And here's your host, Twink Martindale.
You don't think it needs to be a little more femmy?
Okay, I can do that. It's Bubba's favorite show of the week. It's time for Twink Martindale. Maybe I can't.
A little more tongue.
I can give it more tongue on. It's Bubba's favorite show of the week. It's time for Twink Martindale. Oh my God, it's Bubba's favorite show of the week. Your game show host, Twink Martindale. Oh, Fartindale, sorry.
Oh, now you're going to have to do it all over again.
It's okay. We can do it off the air if we need to. All right, I'll give it one more go.
One more go.
It's everybody's favorite time of the week. Bubba's likely to win. It's your game show, hosted by Twink Fartindale.
Woo! Perfect.
Yeah, so we need that. But also, I was listening this week for Colton's clip of the week.
Woo-woo!
And I was listening to the Blizzard, and they're sharing things that they essentially something that I've never heard Brian share ever. And I think he even mentioned in his topic that's something that was never shared.
So you're a member? Are you a member on YouTube?
No, I'm a download. I'm a download, Willie.
Okay, well, if you want to watch it live, make sure that you sign up for your subscription.
I mean, I have that, but I'm saying I'm a download, Willie.
And if you guys are feeling like you want to give to the Bubba Army and you don't want to do it through Bubba Army Tips, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all at the Bubba Army, you can gift some subs so people can listen to what we're about to listen to here. And so you were saying that it's going to be the text. So they had a subject about texting the wrong person?
Yeah, they had a subject about texting the wrong person. I think we've all been there before.
Of course.
Most of the time it's when if I was to text, let's see here. I'm trying to text Macho and say Lummy's a POS, and I accidentally text Lummy saying that Lummy's a POS.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay?
Yes.
I think that's one way people mess up. I think the other way people mess up is if they're texting two completely separate people at the same time. Let's just say I'm texting Mitch, the Mark, and I'm also texting Lummy, and I'm texting Lummy saying, yeah, let's meet up and go smoke that dab, blah, 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 blah. Well, obviously, that's not meant for Lummy. Lummy doesn't smoke dabs. That was meant for Mitch the Mark. I just was having two conversations with two different people at the same time. So I think that's the other way people mess up with texting people. That's the wrong person.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So we're going to pick it up here, and they're going to tell about their experience.
Yeah, so Seth's first. He's going to talk about how he messed up, who he meant to text, what he texted, and who that went to.
All right, here we go. And
he messed up, who he meant.
Well, of course, why wouldn't I? God damn it.
Real quick, Tina's in the chat, and she says that she sent a steamy group chat one time with her husband and her mother-in-law.
Oh, that's
obviously that was meant for probably just the husband.
Have you ever sent? I tuned this up because I had to switch screens. Have you ever sent the wrong text to somebody?
Yes.
What is your craziest moments?
Mine was just I've done it several times, you know. It was never anything steamy or sexual. It was normally work related, just personal for work, but it was never anything like too crazy. Like, you know, I'll be home in 20, something like that. And it's like, who'd you send it to? Or I think the other way I messed up before is like, you know, you might have like 10 Chads in your phone, and I meant to text Chad Drew, and I texted Chad somebody else, you know?
Yeah, D in the Vac texted me yesterday. He texted me and said, "I hope you beat the shit out of Gavin Newsom." And I was like, "Okay, I'll try." Yeah, thanks, buddy. He's like, "Oh, I text the wrong person." So Let's hear what Seth has to say. By the way, but I didn't want to close Bubba's screen, so that also takes up the audio. Right.
This was when I was with the Lightning, and I was texting. Remember the kid that I worked with at the Chirp when I was working with the Lightning?
You remember that guy?
Yeah, I do. It was like a 20-year-old kid, but he was like good on YouTube.
He was like a gamer or something.
Pineapple something or some shit.
Yeah, Pineapple. Yeah, Pineapple. What do you, Gene know?
No, I'm being for real.
Our governor's name, it sounds like a pineapple.
I heard that too. But no, the kid had some pineapple gimmick, something going on. His followers were the pineapples. I don't know, dude. We're getting too deep.
The younger dude, what was it like? I don't. Okay. Anyways, Brian's is looking something up right now.
No. I was going to respond to somebody, but it's not worth clearing up any details.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Basically, this
this show had a little bit of chat. This Blizzard, I will say, if you haven't listened to this Blizzard, it did have some chat cancer in it.
Really?
I think that's because this last Blizzard was open. It was not a locked members only. It happened to get by the paywall window. So there's a lot of non-pay members in there that were fucking with the Blizzard.
Oh, okay.
They're bringing the heat.
Let's not bring the heat too much.
To the cold Blizzard.
He's like, 21, 22, kid that I was working with at the time, while the Lightning were in the playoffs and there's everything like that. I was like, I think I said something around, I can't wait to see your tits or something like that.
To who? Who was it meant for?
It was meant for my wife. And
really?
I sent it to this real sweet kid that I worked with.
But it was a guy.
It was a guy.
That was a saving grace.
I agree with that.
That
would have been a little sexual harassment.
I guess that's true. But I said because I was texting with them both at the same time,
right? And that's how it happens.
Yeah. I wasn't, and so I just said, I texted him. I go, "Hey, dude," I said, "please just delete that." I said, I did not obviously mean to send that to you, and and he's like, "Don't even worry about it, man. It's all gone." Which of course he fucking saw what it said. So that was what the time I got caught slipping.
So that was
the worst
time.
slip.
That was Seth.
Real quick, Neil Maltplaisir with $50 wrap up show fund on the super tips. Thank you, Neil.
Oh, you hit the play button. There you go. Look at that. Look at Colton
I'm
get
on
down
it.
there.
Yeah, I'm on
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Thank you.
I've ever been a part of. It was not me.
Now here's a good one here. Okay.
It's BubbaArmyTips.com.
We had an employee. We had an employee group chat during COVID.
Thank you, Neil. During COVID.
So remember, Brian's an employer.
Everybody on the team was on the group chat, and we had been texting that morning. And we got a text come through with a video which wasn't unusual. People were sharing memes and videos and everything like
all the
that.
dumb shit they were doing at home.
Yeah, or funny shit from the internet or whatever. So I had my phone in my hand. I very quickly clicked on it, and it was one of our employees using a vibrating contraption on herself.
Could you see her face? I mean, you
no
saw
face,
okay.
just the bottom part.
Was it like clinical?
The business end. It was not clinical. It was meant for a boyfriend.
Was there
20 seconds later, I get a text on my phone. Or from that group chat, it just says delete, 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 delete. Do not. By that, I had already opened it.
Of course, Babyface did.
Yeah.
He was very intrigued to see what was going on.
Did you watch it from start to finish?
No.
Liar.
I shut it off.
Liar. I'm sorry, Babyface. Come on. Unless she's like, a cow.
No. He probably watched it anyhow.
You're right. Even if he's yeah.
I did not.
Don't be naughty.
I did not watch it from start to finish, and I deleted it.
After I emailed it to myself.
I could see him delete it just for
Yeah.
But he probably watched it.
It's not like he runs a convenience store. He runs a legal,
exactly.
so it's like, you know what? Yeah, probably best to delete it.
Now, so what? Does she still work for you?
No.
Oh, why'd you guys fire her?
We didn't fire her because of that.
Was that
She left on her own accord.
What happened when she came back? Did anybody talk about it, or no?
We know it is never to this day. It has never been mentioned. Regina and I obviously joke about it and discuss it occasionally. I mean, in the moment, I call her up. I'm like, "What do we do about this?"
Here you
and
go.
Regina goes, "What do we do about what?" And I go, "What?" And she goes, "It said delete. If nobody complains about it, I didn't see it."
Do you think she saw it?
Yes, she saw it. She's just turning the blind eye.
I'm just saying,
None of us saw it. We're not going to talk about it ever. And we didn't. And it worked.
It's nice. It's nice to give somebody a free pass for what is a complete accident.
Yeah.
Whew. Wow. Babyface exclusive.
Yeah. Watching his employees rub it down on during COVID.
Man, I don't believe that he didn't watch the whole thing.
I don't either, dude. You have to, right?
I mean, unless it was like a grandma, some old flappy, 67-year-old vagina. Like, would you sit there and watch that?
No. But, okay, maybe. But just to see it.
Hold on. What about if she's like, I don't really see 70 or 80-year-olds probably setting up their camera.
You know what, Lummy? If it gets sent to my phone, I'm probably watching it. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it 100.
Even like with a grandma?
Even if it's a grandma, I'm going to keep it 100. If it gets sent to my phone, I'm probably watching, especially if it's in a group message and it's all of like our coworkers and shit. I mean, I'm going to watch it.
You gonna pull your little pee out?
No, I'm not doing that. I just want to watch it, so I always have like a little something.
Fish on
not
Jay.
for myself.
Yeah.
More so like a bargaining chip.
Fish on Jay, $20.
Some might call that blackmail.
I was gonna say, well, she doesn't work there anymore. Then what are you gonna do?
Well, then it's game over.
So we have Fish on Jay, $20.
But until then, it's like, hey, are you going to Chick-fil-A? Oh, grab me a sandwich. And like, you don't have to. It's implied she might grab you that sandwich because you've seen her puss. Okay, fine.
No blackmail some 80-year-old grandma.
No, you're not. You're not blackmailing it. You're asking her, hey, if you're going to Chick-fil-A, could you just grab me a sandwich also? And she subconsciously feels bad about everything she did. So she gets it for you.
Listen, Fish on Jay, $20. Fishing report. Citrus County requests Thomas C. Trout are most active. Ooh, trout fishing. Nice. It's back. If you got a boat, head over to Double Barrel Creek by the power plant. That's up by the Nashes. As the water warms up, the red, black drum, and sheephead will be active. Thank you, Fish on Jay. And that is 100% true. Yeah, the water will keeps heating up. Corner, you're not a big fisherman, are you?
No.
I feel like you don't want to.
It's a waiting game, dude, and I got a problem waiting. Truly.
Listen, I could take you out to the pond out back. And
Same thing with hunting. It's a waiting game, and it's just like, I gotta wait.
You won't be waiting out back.
You see, Lummy, the difference is I'm just gonna shoot you straight.
You
just
don't want
like
to touch
today's.
the fish.
No, I got a problem with that, dude. My hands get dirty. I got calluses on my hands. I'm not worried about getting dirty.
Calluses on your hands.
I'm just saying I've never been worried about getting dirty. That's not a problem. It's like I'm kind of in that almost younger generation to where we need things now. I'm not quite in the one that like is now where they like have Uber Eats delivered to the phone. Like I don't do that type of shit. But like, I need things now. The waiting game is not for me. Like having to wait to go to the library, not my thing. Having to collect all my post stamps on the back of my box and send it in from my cereal box to get this action figure, and you have to wait months and months or whatever for it to come in. That's never, that wasn't my generation. So waiting is kind of just tough sometimes. That's all.
I gotcha.
But today's day and age, they don't wait for shit. Like I said, they got Uber Eats delivered right to their phone within moments.
See, but that's what I dropped Bubba's mouse. Hold on. I always thought that's how you would be, though.
No, well, the thing is, I'm 12.5% Jewish. Remember, like for real.
Yeah, I know.
Like my dad's mom. Yeah, like so, and that really stuck to me clearly.
Yeah, see, I'm not. Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. But thank you, Fish on Jay.
In fact, today's Rays game, I'm going. Right,
yes,
everybody's tickets, $100. My ticket, $20, standing room only.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to figure out what you're going to do with parking.
I'm having Real Rio meet me here, and we're going to take one vehicle, and we'll split the parking down the middle.
Oh, okay. So you're still paying. You're not getting a free ride there.
I'm correct. Yeah, like if parking's $40, we'll split it 20-20.
That's not bad.
That's what I thought.
Now, did you hear about Bubba and the wrestling cards?
Yes.
Which
so
I would lead to something else because
Bubba's buying them back. Bubba's in the business of buying back his TNA card. Is
which
this correct?
I got an email from a fan that said, "So does Bubba really want this back? I bought it." And I was like, and that was after the show. So I was like, I guess I asked Bubba if he still wants that. Now, do you think Bubba should buy him back or just ask people to send them back? Or what? I mean, what's your thinking on that?
How he's going about it is best. If you bought a card through Bubba, like, because for a while we were selling his cards, right?
Well, yes, as of Wednesday.
Yep. So if you bought a card through Bubba, I would, if I were them, I would want the money I gave Bubba back, okay?
Yes.
And then, or.
You know what? I don't believe you.
I didn't say and. I said or the equivalent to it in merchandising.
Yeah, but
that's probably the route I would go.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I don't see you giving anything back for $100.
I would probably want some merchandising, so to keep it 100.
Listen, let's be 100%. Then you would want merchandise in the total of probably like 150 to 200.
No, because I know that's not going to happen. Bubba would just say no at that point. You can't be too greedy, is what I'm getting at with these people. If these people get too greedy, Bubba's just going to say no.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there you go. So, yes.
So it's a fine line, much like everything else in life. I think if you're asking, like, for instance, he's taking pre-orders on this Fat Man Dunk 3s,
Yes.
And they're not cheap. Those are pricier than the card was,
and
right?
They're nice.
But that might be like, hey, can I get one of those and maybe a few stickers, or one of those and some air fresheners, one of those and the pair of sunglasses that you already have, the promo glasses, something like that would probably be my route to go. Because at that point, I'm like, all right, I spent $100, but I'm getting $200 back in return. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I mean that makes 100%.
And Bubba might not be happy with me saying that because they know that those shoes are worth more than the 100. But I'm just shooting you straight on what I would think.
Yeah, listen, those shoes are gonna be nice. I like. How many pairs of the Bubba Army Fat Man Dunks do you have?
You're gonna actually be surprised. I don't own a pair, and that's not because I don't want to. It's because every time has been a limited supply, and I just was unable to acquire one.
Well, hopefully, maybe we nail these interviews after.
I like these ones the best. I will say that.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't like the gold ones?
I like the gold ones, but they were just a little gaudy. I think for collector they're nice, but as far as wearing, they're just a little too much for me. I'm not a gold guy. These black and reds, I think, are the best ones so far.
Yeah,
Fat Man Dunk 3s.
I told Mark from Tarpon, and he's the guy that I use the example that he buys a double pair. He displays one, and then he wears another one.
Smart. I do that with my shoes, like my day-to-day shoes, and that's only because I wear one and I have a backup pair.
Now, if that backup pair breaks, do you pull out the backup pair?
Yep. I'll pull out the backup pair and then purchase a new pair for a backup pair.
315.
Hey, what up, guys? It's Longwood.
What's up, Longwood?
What's up, man? One thing about Bubba's merch that I have to say is it's quality stuff. Like, people talk a lot of trash, but when you get it for its price, it's really friggin' good. Like, I've got the backpack, sweatshirts, and you can't really beat his stuff for the price you get it for.
Yeah, that's one thing is Bubba doesn't cut corners on the quality. Like some of the shit you can order nowadays off Amazon, is just dog shit.
Amazon basic shit. Some of their shit's not good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty shitty. I mean, you look at it and you're like, oh, it's $6. Let's look, and you get it and you're like, what the fuck did I just buy?
It's like buying a Chinese
How do you
charger.
How do you like them straps, Colton? Have you got to use them yet?
I appreciate. I was going to give you a shout out when you hung up, but yes, thank you. I did get to use them. I transported some lumber yesterday. Longwood hit me up with a set of those rhino straps,
Oh, nice.
and it's like essentially you don't have any extra slack in the strap. Okay. Now I get you heavy haul guys can't use them, whatever. But they're I didn't know if I was going to trust them at first, but I used it and it worked good.
And thank you, Longwood,
So
for
thank you
calling.
for that, Longwood.
And by the way, goodbye, Longwood. Jeez, calls in and just pretty much doesn't even say goodbye, just hangs up. But he is a busy working man there. I believe he's in the AC business, which is nice.
AC and heat when you're up there.
Ooh, that's right, up in northern New York.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. The last show today, or last show, the end of the week started with, and I don't know how I would describe this, but Bubba has landed himself in such a great situation, minus what everything else that happened earlier. But the way the Hogan's whole life, and people still make a big deal about it, not just Hulk Hogan, about his kids. And TMZ picks it up and all this different stuff and all the audio we have from back in the day. It's like, all right, you're going to run dry once the Hulk Hogan stuff dries up. And it's like, okay, it will. But there's always some topic that comes up. And then Nick goes to jail and we get the body cam footage from that. Linda all of a sudden, gets drunk and makes, makes a 3-minute, you saw that, you sent it to me on text message.
Yes.
And then we talk about that, and we have a clip with Tucker Carlson, which once again, Tucker Carlson, who didn't have a show. He was between MSNBC and Fox at that point, and he's listening to Hulk Hogan talk about his ex-wife. And then what happens? Brooke now responds about it, and guess what Bubba has? Audio of that. And it's like, geez. It's like a never-ending soap opera. I mean, would you call that lucky? If you're a Bubba, I mean, just like how this can just carry on, or is it just that he knew that there was just so much gold?
It can be a little bit of both, unlucky and lucky.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, did you ever see? I know you're young. Did you ever meet Linda Hogan or anything?
No, never met. You see the shit on Hogan Knows Best, but no, I wasn't around here, obviously, when all that was going down. So no, I never met.
I saw her when they were getting a divorce on the beach in Clearwater Beach. She was at a tiki bar when she was supposed to be visiting Nick, and she was talking so much shit. And I told Bubba. And
shit about what?
Having to drive down and...
shit about having to go essentially care for her kid.
Yeah, see him. And TMZ picked it up back in the day, and I remember talking about it. I took pictures of her, and she was passed out on... beach, and people were like, "Oh, she's wearing yoga outfits. She was working out." Now, listen, that bitch was fucking slamming drinks, and I took some pictures of her while she was passed out. This was 2008, 2009. Yeah, it was 2008, and the way she was talking about it, but she was actually a little sexy thick, but she was a bitch. She was, the way she was talking about Nick, I know he was in jail at that time, but she was a bitch. And Gene, which I was surprised by, Gene, kind of stuck up for her and called Brooke a kind of a C word. And I was a little surprised by that. Now, did you ever find Brooke attractive?
Yeah.
Did you find her music good?
No.
So
actually, I have a little insight about that. I'm calling Mach was back, so I was actually here in the building while that was going on. Right, Bubba's playing some of Brooke's old music. Okay, you're in your seat. Lasker's in here. I am actually behind the glass with Mach.
Yes.
Okay, as we know, Mach has been in the radio and around radio for a long, long time. Okay.
Yes.
He's talking about at that time, wherever he was working. I don't know, J. Cole, wherever the hell it was. Right.
Jay from New Orleans, $20.
Appreciate it, Jay. That there was actually an inner radio station beef, okay, because so-and-so wanted to play it, but the program director was like, no, I'm not playing it. That music is shit.
Oh.
So within the radio station, there was beef within. So I don't think anybody saw really eye to eye on that.
Well, obviously, probably Bubba was really pushing it, which...
Well, Bubba was pushing it for obvious reasons.
Well, of course. I mean, there's tapes back there from the Nate Rock show that, Joe the Supermarket sent in that Bubba was definitely pushing it, and you're listening to it, and you're like, yeah, this is all right. And, when you listen, when you're listening to Bubba, you got to remember, when Hogan would come on in 06, man, it was just all call VH1.com every show, and he would never tell stories unless, that's what sucks. The thing is that, and I know Bubba, he knows and remembers it, but when you look at a lot of those back in the day and you see Hogan calls, Hogan would call and never want to talk about wrestling, but talk about the industry, the record industry, about Brooke.
He wanted free shit? Is that what you're getting to? Is he was just pushing and advocating for him and his family to get free shit?
Because I was listening to daily because I was driving a lot.
Listen, I know a grifter when I see one because, well,
you are one.
Thanks. And with that being said, that's kind of what's Hogan's MO.
Yeah, and I mean, he'd be like, Hogan's on the phone. I'm like, yeah, Hogan's on. All right, let's hear what he's gonna say. And he's like, hey, brother. Call VH1.com, click on Brookie, make her the #1 album. And then Bubba would call the next day and be like, oh, she's number 3. He's like, oh, we got to hook her up to #1. And that's all he would talk about.
Hook her up,
and he's like, oh, you want to hook him up? We got to hear a good story about Sting. And then we get him #1. He'd be like, oh, I can't talk about the Sting story. Let me tell you about, the Ultimate Warrior or some shit like that. And it's like, God damn it. But... yeah, I mean, that's a lot of times you would call early on. It was just about promoting Brooke, with the million of CDs that he had in his trunk. I met her a couple of times. She was nice, but
say it.
She was very talented.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
What does that mean, Lummy?
Listen, I know there's about 0 chance that I'm going to be able to score her coming on. 0.0, but I reached out to her, so I don't want to be negative.
Okay, so I'll re-interview with you next week.
Chance. Huh?
All right, we'll talk again next week.
When I tell her that she's the worst fucking singer I've ever heard in my entire life?
If that's the case, then yes. But as of right now, of course not, because she's talented.
Yeah, because Bubba's right. She should have went into the country genre.
So what you're getting at is you see or you understand when Macho says that there was inner strife amongst the radio station about the program director saying fuck no and whoever it was, the producer, whatever the hell, saying yes, 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 or the owner. You see why there was strife between them then. Yeah,
but you got to feel bad. I mean, you got to feel bad. She's just trying to do her best, and she's...
just because someone's trying to do their best does not make them good. Okay? If I do my best at trying to become a girl right now, it does not make me a good girl. Okay? If I do my best to go and try and play chess, I am not going to be good because I am not a chess player.
Yeah, true. I mean, look, we already heard what you sounded like when you were trying to do the farts.
Yeah, see? Martin Fartendale, whatever the fuck.
Exactly, Martin Fartendale, which it didn't work. I don't know. Is Macho are you trying to make a drop here, buddy? But listen, whatever. It's just... the way things fall into place with the Hogans and having all the audio, it's so insane that...
got it.
Yeah, thank you, Macho. 81390 Bubba. Yeah, there's my correction. She's not taller than me, but she was tall. She went to my orthodontist growing up, and I mean, she was a very attractive female at the time, and I think she's only two
good
years
looking,
younger.
yes, good singer.
No, I mean she's better than me or you.
Yeah,
but we also didn't have
I don't claim to be a singer.
I mean, I think she was like a multi-platinum album.
I also don't have near the push behind me.
Yes, exactly what Longwood just said in chat. Exactly, just like Winston tries to be a quarterback. You are correct, Longwood. I did not.
Well, I mean, it's all in who you know. Okay, from the very, very top of the world to the richest people in the world.
Is that what you think?
Down to the very bottom. Okay, down to just if you want to get a job at the fucking at 7-Eleven. Okay, you want to spend a convenience store job.
Okay.
That's not important. I'm just saying, like, if we wanted a job at 7-Eleven, guess what? We could probably get one right now. You want to know why? Because it's all in who you know.
You think
But if we just went to a different 7-Eleven and tried to get a job, it's going to be much tougher than it is getting a job here at this one when we know somebody there.
So is that how you've gotten a lot of your jobs?
Yes.
Okay. Well, at least you're
Almost every job, I think, is all about essentially who you know. I know somebody that runs this. I know somebody that needs help with landscaping. I know somebody that needs a new roofing manager. Like, yes.
No, listen, I 100% agree with you. I couldn't land a fucking job in college or out of college unless I knew, like, had a friend that would put a good word in for me.
Yeah, I really feel like most of life is all in who you know.
Listen, I'm not calling you a liar. I was looking at the.
You think Lasker would be in near the amount of trouble if he didn't know Kevin Hazlett?
Listen, he'd be in a lot.
It's
of
all
trouble.
in who you know, my friend.
Exactly.
I hear him jaw japping, bumping guns, chasing crones.
I'm trying to find where she pipes in.
They don't know, baby. They don't know about it.
You gonna grind to that later? A little Paul Wall.
Yeah, me
Brooke Hogan?
and Real are gonna be pulling into the not the Tarpon, to the Rays game. Listening to Brooke Hogan 09.
You want me to listen to that MP3?
I do have a CD player in my truck still, so I mean, if you give me that CD,
you want us to burn it real quick?
yeah, please.
We got a CD burner back there.
Yeah, that'll be Real and I riding into the fucking Rays game, bumping Brooke Hogan.
Oh, like I think 7-Eleven just found the Brooke audio. That is awesome. Thank you. That is great. That makes my day. Thank you. Thank you for going back and looking through those June ones. I know Gary Cantrell will be very happy about that. And we will definitely be working on trying to get all that audio up on Bubba Army HQ. Colton, what else are you doing this weekend to end this wonderful weekend?
Not much. Like I said, Rays game today. That's all I really have set in stone for right now.
That's it?
Yep.
Which
is awesome.
You're not going to be grinding this weekend?
Nope. No working, no grinding, no side shit, no moving, no nothing. It should be a nice weekend.
You going to ride your bike?
Probably. Like I said, I have zero plans as of now, which is awesome.
Do you ride your bike, in groups, or do you just go by yourself?
No, it's just me and a couple guys normally. Me and two other dudes. One dude's 72. Another dude, Casey Randall. Shout out to Casey. He's a good friend of mine. He's Bubba Army. He lives in Ocala. But Casey is actually going to Night of Destruction at Bubba Raceway Park.
Oh, that's right. That's Saturday.
He invited me to go with. I go to buy tickets. Sold out.
That's Ashley and I talked about going, and it's sold out. We couldn't even get tickets through Bubba, which stinks.
I thought the same thing.
563.
What's going on, guys? It's Nick from Davenport, Iowa.
How's it going, Nick from Iowa?
I tell you what, it's getting to be spring/summertime here. It's a nice warm day out. But the reason I called was you guys were talking about jobs, and it reminded me of a job I had 15 years ago. It was in Colton's industry, and I was down working for Comfort Cover.
Being cheapskate?
And we put rubber roofs on, and they were in Clearwater Beach. And I actually met Hulk Hogan at a stoplight at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he was riding that blue moped.
Mm.
And he told us that was all he had left from when he got his divorce. But yeah, we put rubber roofs on down in Florida, and that was the closest thing to being in hell that I've ever experienced.
Rubber roofs? No, cool.
Yeah, like on trailers. It was like
okay.
White rubber TPO or
Yep.
Yeah, I understand.
I tell you what, that was a great gig. They would send you all over the state, and you put down like 2-inch foam, some 2x4s, and then you covered it with rubber, and you were out of there. And man, that was a great job. But
being on that roof is good sometimes, but in the summertime, being on that roof, I'd rather be down talking to Miss Jones.
What kind of roof do you guys do, Colton?
We do it all. Shingle, tile, TPO, we do it all.
Dang.
Yep. But I don't necessarily do all the install. I'm managing and talking to Miss Jones.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're the guy on the ground talking to Miss Jones, sipping lemonade, staring at her big tits.
Asking her if she's got any asking her if she knows her neighbors that could be up with another job.
Well, I think you need to bust Tuttle's balls a little bit, because I kind of listen to that podcast with, I like your guys' one, the Loner and Stoner, but I'll listen to the one with Kristen sometime, and they should just call that the Kristen Fanboy Podcast, because he sits there, you could just see the stars in his eyes when he sits there and talks to her. It's just, it's a total different energy than he brings the loner and stoner. And sometimes I feel like you don't get as much out of him as she gets out of him. So you might need to talk to Tuttle about that.
Now, do you feel, when you say that, you feel like he's like kind of simping for her? Like, you know, like he'll do anything she says? Is that what you're getting at?
Kinda.
I think so.
I wanted to hear from him,
Yeah, sorry. That's what it sounds like.
I feel like he's pissed. When he comes on Loner and Stoner, he's pissed. But then when he comes on the Kristen show, it's all about Kristen. But maybe take a couple extra cans of Coke from him, you know, next time he comes over and whistle a couple. But have a good one, guys.
Appreciate it, man.
Fun in Iowa. Yeah, no, I mean, look, I don't blame Tuttle. He's sucking her asshole while he's staring at her, you know? He knows what he wants. He wants that pee.
I told Tuttle, too. He's got never mind.
No, what? What were you going to say?
Just, you know, just to make sure he still keeps a backbone, that's all.
Please go on.
Just like, I don't know the relationship, okay?
So you're saying that Tuttle is P whipped?
Maybe he's getting there. I don't know what it is. I just want to make sure that overall he just, you know, continues to have a backbone and be a man.
Would you say his yes man?
Let me just put it this way. I know how their marriage was, and I just don't think Tuttle's looking for that marriage 2.0. Now he might be looking to be together again, right? But maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know what he's looking for. But what I personally don't think would be good for him is to fall back into the exact same lane that their marriage was in before.
Are you saying that she's a very controlling woman?
No, I don't think she's. I think Tuttle's very controlled.
Okay, so she's not controlling, but
Tuttle can be controlled. Yes,
but she's not controlling.
Correct.
So you think that Tuttle needs to be more?
You know, it's kind of like a Brooke Hogan's.
A Brooke Hogan? What?
It's kind of like a Brooke Hogan's. What were you saying about her song? It's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good, not bad. It's not good. It's
Why don't you just say she's Tuttle? Unfortunately, Tuttle's pussy whipped. Wow. He's not Dennis Rodman. He's not going in and just taking the pussy. Because Longwood's in here and saying that he's been saying that forever. You're trying to say that Tuttle is pussy whipped, and whatever she wants, he'll do.
I could see it going that way. And I just hope that it doesn't go that far. Does that make sense?
Of course it does.
Of course you treat your woman right. You do everything for her. You spoil them. Everything, right? That's what you do as a man, correct?
Yes.
But you also, once again, the key word I said there is as a man. Don't just become a simp.
Brah, 205. Yeah.
Hey, it's Boomer from over the line.
What's up?
Up here in Alabama. Loving every minute of it, man. It's a great weekend. We got a great weekend set up. We got ball games. We got sports going on. We got the monster trucks up here in Birmingham this week. So it's gonna be a great
nice.
weekend, man.
Little Monster Jam action.
Hell yeah, it's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. Hey, I just want to say the Overline crew, we all love y'all, and I'm glad we got in with the Bubba Army. I've been listening to Bubba since back in the 80s, dude, man. I grew up in Homestead, Florida, and when I graduated high school up here in Alabama, I went back down there at 91 and hung out down there in Okeechobee. And
now, are you familiar, Colton, are you familiar with who we're speaking with?
Yes. I know they have the new podcast here on the network.
Yes, but do you know who we're actually speaking with right now?
The exact person, I do not.
Really? Wow.
This is the loudmouth Boomer. I don't go on camera. I am a super fan of Tony Gump and Andrew and John Bird. And I go to all their remotes, and I'm always there for them anytime they need me, man. Excuse me. I am on one of their videos. I think I'm on their video.
Why are you selling me out?
Too damn drunk to
What?
remember.
What?
He said he was too damn drunk and he's been on one of the videos.
I know. I couldn't. I was trying to listen to you, listen to him, and I was like, and Mark from Tarpon, $50. Whoa! I was trying to pick him. I was trying to pick up what he was spitting. I was trying to pick up over the line. I was getting you screaming off the mic. I got Mark from Tarpon giving $50. I got Billy Bob from Birmingham, which I really appreciate you calling in, and I appreciate the. I appreciate the Overline guys. Man. I was on there last week.
Yeah, I know you were on their podcast
was a
last week.
fucking disaster. but whatever.
Yeah, it was. No, it was. You did it, man. I enjoyed watching you. It was great.
No, I appreciate it, but it was it was feedback, and that was technical fucking issues that I wish we could have got handled. But
how are you doing it, Lummy?
on my Zoom on my laptop.
Well,
my headset died.
You could have came over and used my little setup.
Oh, okay, Colton, you were working.
And he was already on the phone though, dude.
Yeah, I know. It was repeat Willie. It just I talked to him. We'll do another one, and I think it'll be a lot better once I'm hardwiring my headset and everything. So we'll be good. But no, I appreciate you listening, and I'm glad that you've been listening for a while, and I'm glad we got the Over the Line guys. And yeah, everyone, check out the Over the Line podcast. Check out all our podcasts anywhere you can download podcasts at the Bubba Army.
Man, are freaking exceptional. Hey, I want to put a shout out to the Magoos down there. Alex Magoo's coming back to Birmingham to play for the Stallions this year, so that's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, the
they
Magoos.
live down there in Tampa
Who the
City.
fuck are the Magoos?
And Francis Magoo's got a landscape company down there. And he's freaking awesome.
Awesome. I love the Magoos.
I love Francis and Ray.
Yeah, the Magoos are the best. No, we appreciate it.
You can maybe y'all can get them on sometime when they're not out of town, dude.
Yeah, I'll talk to Andrew, see if we can get the Magoos on.
Who the fuck are the Magoos?
All right.
Magoos.
Dude.
They don't have.
We'll talk at you later.
All right, man. See ya.
Hey, no.
Oh, sorry.
If you need a contact, holler back at me on this is my personal number, so just holler back at me on my personal number, and I can get you in touch with Magoo's dad.
Sounds good. All right, man.
All right, we'll talk at you later.
All right, I got the number for you.
All right, so yeah, we'll get the Magoos on.
Yeah, the Magoos, the fucking worldwide.
Now, do you like the Overline podcast?
Yeah, I've heard it a couple times. I haven't heard it complete. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Just but yes, check out all the podcasts at the Bubba Army, from Operation Pigmentation to Loner and Stoner to Over the Line, Tig Bits, some of the original Tig Bits, and don't forget the Pussy Whip Tuttle and Kristen, the Pussy Whip Tuttle and Kristen,
and most
show.
importantly, Loner and Stoner. I had a great story about how I got this past week. So go download the latest Loner and Stoner, and you can hear Colton got Colton.
Don't forget the Blizzard, Clement Cush, and the Uncensored Show. 239. I think you're our last call.
Oh, man, that's great. I just want to wish you guys a good weekend. This is Berto.
What up, Berto?
And everything like that. Hey, guys. And Loner Stoner was awesome, man. But Tuttle, he has two different dynamics, man. With you, he's like the best friend, big brother kind of dynamic. And with Christian, he's just whatchamacallit, man. He's in love with his first love. And he's trying to get back to her somehow. But sometimes that can get you in trouble, like you guys say.
No, you're 100% right. Listen, I shouldn't have said that. And now Tuto's going to probably call me or text me and tell me I'm an asshole, but I was just kidding, He's just a little
just
pussy.
Jokes, Carl.
Yeah, it's just jokes.
Go ahead, use it, Lummy. It's just jokes,
It's
Carl.
just jokes, cuz.
Yeah.
Say it, Lummy, say
it.
Just jokes, cuz. The Fat Pig, $10. Great job. Happy birthday, Tina. Thank you.
Well, happy birthday, Tina. And also to Internet Fred, man, I heard he beat cancer. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations on that. That was awesome. Beating cancer is something that you definitely shouldn't have to go through, but glad you were able to make it through.
I'm just going to shuffle all these papers up over here behind the monitor.
Touch those fucking papers. I will fucking
mix them all,
you.
put them all in different orders real quick,
All right, Berto, we got to go, buddy, but I appreciate you. I hope you have a great weekend.
Behind the monitor on the other side, shuffle these ones up real quick as well. Semi-autoglass paperwork. We got 1,000 people, shuffle these up real quick for you. All right, we're good. All right. Hello? What the fuck's going on here? Are we on the air?
If you fucking touch those papers, I'm going to fucking murder you.
No, I definitely touched them. Listen. Perfect. We're good.
All right. Well,
all right. See you at the Rays game, Lum.
No, I'll be in my seat while you're fucking walking around, you dick.
You'll be over here shuffling papers back in order.
Yeah, I'm going to go check those out. Yes, I brought the Trapper Keeper. Hello, Joe. Actually, Colton can see it. It's right behind him. So, but there's no need to show it on the.
I won't open it. I'm not going to open it. But yeah.
Yeah, no, you need to organize it. But yeah, it's fine. There you go. See? So
it is in the building. Trapper Keeper is in the building.
And by the way, I found my my notes of me keeping track of the scores while I was at the doctor's yesterday. It was in my backpack because I brought my backpack in because it's a long wait at my doctor's, and I was doing work and looking up old stuff and talking with Gary and different things like that. So
hit that like button, Bubba Army, and have a great weekend.
You know what? That's right. Thank you, Colton. Hit that like button on your way out. Check me out tomorrow on the Goat Report. Check out Colton, whatever the fuck he's doing on whatever Instagram or shit. Where can he follow you at?
Colton BTLS. Instagram, Twitter, wherever. Colton BTLS. That's COLTON BTLS.
And if you ever need outside of any kind of roofing needs outside of our great friends that we have, don't you do that?
Yes, I do. Reach on out.
Where? How are they going to?
Same thing, Colton BTLS.
Okay.
You can get a hold of me there. You can get hold of everything I need there. And if you want to reach out to the Loner and Stoner Show, it's 813-906-8806. Shoot us a text message. We will read it on the air for the Loner and Stoner podcast at 813-906-8806. Thank you, Lummy. Thank you, Bubba. I hope everybody here at the BRN starts to feel better. Because this sickness is not good. Not liking it.
And thank you for everyone that gave Mark the Fat Pig, Mark from Tarpon,
Neil Bout Pleasure,
Keith Yeager, Big E 7375. Shit, everyone that I can.
And happy birthday, Tina.
Yes,
Jay from New Orleans.
Yeah, Jay, Fish on Jay with the Fish Report. If you're in Citrus County, get out there and catch those. Thank you so much, everybody. And don't forget, before Bubba Army Alpha 25 runs out, make sure you go to Bubba Army Shop, Bubba Army Store, BubbaArmyMerch.com. Get it before it runs out, or any of your Bubba Army merchandise. Get it before it's gone. We will be back here Monday morning, 6 a.m. The Goat Report will be between the times of 9 and 11 o'clock.
They might be sunburnt, but they'll be there.
Hootie's only half shaved. We're going to shave him on Monday because we were looking for some audio. So everyone have a great rest of your day. Enjoy baseball. Go Rays.
Go Rays.
See ya.